Begin with the end in mind. One of the 7 habits. But it can't stop there. After all, what kind of airline pilot forgets her destination after she's airborne? Begin with the end in mind and keep it there. Easier said than done, no? Well, today I'll present 3 principles that will help you stay on course and be successful consistently throughout your life. Those 3 principles are: know your ultimate objective, be aware of competing objectives, and have a way to measure your progress. Let me illustrate these briefly. When you have a project at work, is it your goal to get it done? Is it to advance the company's objectives? Or is it to get a promotion? What is most overriding for you in this moment? Secondly, if you want a good review from your boss, does his review of the project compete with what you think needs to be done? When you are preparing a speech, do you check the evaluator's guide? Are you and the evaluator on the same page? Thirdly, you need to measure your progress. Last year, the port wanted to defeat the referendum that would have shrunk it. They had a campaign to inform the voters of the working harbor. They measured their efforts by how many voters they reached directly, indirectly, and through the media. Simple and exactly appropriate. We can apply this to every area of our lives: finding a partner, a career, raising children. Right now, please think of a goal that you would like to achieve. Now, you've always promised yourself you're going to achieve this, so here's your chance. To further understand these principles, let's take this club as an example. We have some great tools for achieving our ultimate objective, being excellent communicators. In this club, everyone writes a detailed evaluation. Every speaker also gets a video of himself. All this feedback is dedicated to helping us become excellent speakers. But it's also easy to fall into a rut. For instance, when we hear the word of the day, do we commit ourselves to incorporating that into our everyday vocabulary? Or are we just focused on qualifying for table topics? Moreover, when you choose a word, is it a reasonable, useful addition? Imagine telling your spouse, "Interdict Billy from eating all that candy." She says, "You watch your language, the kids are right here." How can we take this weekly routine and turn it into a way to become incisive persuaders? Now think of your own goal. What is your overall objective with this goal? What will it do for you? Moving on to our second principle. Obama has now realized that he had competing objectives, and he jettisoned bipartisanship for just getting that bill passed. Our goals can have competition from our boss, our teammates, from our spouse. By far, the most insidious conflicts are those we have with ourselves. Rumsfeld wanted to beat Iraq, sure, but he wanted to do it on the cheap. Have you ever run into trouble because you were trying to accomplish too many goals at once? And the trickiest obstacles to find are our own hidden agendas. Are we trying to prove something to the world in addition to accomplishing our goal? Are we trying to hide our flaws? If we're aware of these inner tendencies, we can work on them, and we can refocus on the result we truly want. Think of your chosen goal. Who else is involved? What hidden agenda might you have? Once we have established our primary objective and resolved any competing goals, we then want to measure that is close to our ultimate aim. Here in the club, we have a good instrument. On page 53 in the manual, there's a self-evaluation, a numeric one. We could all do this quarterly, never mind however many talks we've given, and report our improvement to the secretary. The secretary compiles this data, and the officers can use this to gauge how effective they have been. Taking vocabulary as an example, we could focus on a select list we'd all like to add. At quarter's end, we then report on how many words we've actually added to our useful vocabulary. Think of your goal. What would represent forward movement? A good measurement criteria actually sews the three principles into a complete package. I'll conclude by showing you how. By continually measuring our progress, we keep our aim in view. We also assert our aim's primacy over rival goals that may compete. Having this feedback enables us to be proactive, to see trends, and take action if we're drifting off course. Throughout our lives as highly effective people, we establish a clear, coherent, and consistent vision for ourselves. Then, like skilled pilots fighting through crosswinds and currents, we make the corrections needed to stay on course and to achieve our promised land. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.